attack Venus every single second serve she can.
And there is the big Venus first serve to start things out. Justine Henin, 20-year-old, ranked number 5. That should change when the new rankings come out on Monday. Career at the Aussie Open 13-3. None of these 4 women in the semis have ever been to the Aussie Open final before.
Next, first serve.
Again, the Davenport fourth round match was something. It went the distance. She was cramping badly afterwards. Lucky that she had an easy match against Virginia Ruana Pascual in the quarters.
2 big first serves in the first game for Venus. Venus is the old-timer of these 4 semifinalists at 22. Of course, the former world number 1 with 4 Grand Slams to her credit, but none last year, losing 3 finals to Serena. Wow.
You cannot start any better on serve. Venus Williams pounding in all big first serve. She's had a couple of little hiccups. She was down love 3 in her very first match against Kuznetsova. That one got away from her a bit, but she also trailed 1-4 in the second set in her third round match.
Williams.
Well, there was that second serve that Mary talked about, a pretty good one, and she holds it love.
Justine Henin will show you so many fabulous shots in this semifinal. She has improved. A couple of big shots for her. The forehand. We know how stylish the backhand is, but the forehand's been working so well throughout this championship. There against Davenport, that one finding the sideline. She also scrambles well, and she needs to do this. She needs to come up with passes on the run from defensive positions. She started to cramp miserably at 7-all, love 15 in the Davenport match in the third and final set. She had to take an injury timeout. She was cooled down, and then she shortened the points. She has enough variety, enough confidence in her net game to do this, and that's the reason why she was able to put away Davenport just 2 games later.
And on the first point of her service game, she gets a first serve in and makes the backhand air, love 15.
And Justine Henin also shortened up the points nicely in her quarterfinal match when she was down love 2 against Virginia Ruana Pascual. She ran away with the match after starting off slowly. Two first serves in. Mary at 5'5", she's still able to generate surprising power on that serve.
She has tremendous power on her serve. She can get up into the teens easily, like 115 serves. Sometimes she bumps it up right up against 120. For a little woman, she's got a big game.
All. The pressure applied immediately by the big return of serve by Venus.
That's a big unforced error at 30-all in her first service game. One of the things that Justine Henin's coach wants to see her do is really stand in along that baseline, withstand the big returns as best you can. Carlos Rodriguez has been with Justine Henin for many years, since she was in her mid-teens. Do not retreat, although sometimes you have to against Venus.
stumble
Yeah.
by Justine there, and she reaches for the ankle.
You don't usually see people stumble as they hit the last shot. I mean, she actually stumbled 2 or 3 steps after the rally was over.
Yes.
Saves the break point. That beautiful backhand you guys talked about, setting up the big forehand winner. Seems to be okay.
She's a tough little cookie, in case we haven't found that out already.
Surprising power, you said it.
Hanging in these rallies, the ability to scramble and stay on reasonable equal terms. Venus was looking to get in there, but the slice backhand just had enough on it, was deep enough, it pushed Venus back, and then Justine Henin was ready with a big forehand.
Game point.
More variety there. The serve volley play, even though it was a fault, that works to her advantage. Lets Venus know there's another play in the mix.
Strong second serve, and Henin fights off a break point to level things at 1. The head-to-head here, Venus winning all but one match. That was a loss on clay to Justine. Twice she's beaten her at Wimbledon. Henin feeling much better about her chances on the rubberized court here than she did on grass.
They've had a lot of 3-setters, and they've met in big matches and finals quite a few times. One of Justine's traumatic losses of 0-2 was the finals of Amelia Island, where Justine Henin had a big lead and lost it.
Up a set and 4-love before a very dramatic collapse. What a start in this match. I mean, no throat clearing by either player. They're both fully engaged.
Everyone's been talking about that second semifinal. Serena against Clijsters. This one potentially is even better.
There's Venus trying to sneak in more. That's been kind of a mission for her at this tournament.
She's been to the net so many more times than any of the other semifinalists, over 140 times to net with pretty good success rate. But Justine Henin early on, because of her good scrambling, good shot making, is able to keep that slice backhand low at the feet of Venus.
Pretty dialed in so far on the big first serve of Venus. And a game point for Venus on her serve.
40-30.
Seen the backhand a couple of times be able to get Justine Henin out of trouble. This time, though, Venus quicker to the net, was able to really pounce on the volley, setting up the easy smash. More double faults than any of the other semifinalists coming off the racket of Venus Williams coming into this match.
She knows she has to do more with that second serve, especially against the top players. Back to deuce.
Well, if she watched the Davenport match, Justine and Arden toyed at times with the Davenport second serve.
Advantage.
And that is wide, and a great point for Henin Arden. There is our computerized camera technology, which says that ball caught the line.
First bad call of the match, coming at a pretty important time, although very early in the match.
Good thing Venus can't see the shot spot. And nets the swinging volley. So Justine and Arden, the first break of the match to lead 2-1. As we welcome from the terrace, Cliff Drysdale and Mary Jo Fernandez. Cliff?
Big thank you, Chris. Well, I guess you're off to a very nice start, but the truth is that I think that everybody really expects here that there'll be another Williams final. And the question is, if you look at the big picture here, Mary Jo, is this going to be a long reign by these two? And if not, who are those that are most likely to challenge the Williams sisters?
Well, there are very few players out there that can challenge the Williams sisters. We're used to seeing Capriati over the last couple of years be the main challenger. You have to do so many things well to even compete with the Williams sisters. You have to be fast. You have to have more than one weapon. You have to have the ability to close out some points at the net. And the most important thing, in my opinion, is you have to believe that you can beat them. And right now, it's the two Belgians that have all these qualities and have that belief that they can beat them.
All right, we've got two of them here today. As you know, let's get back to Rod Laver Arena.
Cliff, thank you. Justine Henin Arden at times has not been the quickest starter in her matches. More prone to that early on in a tournament against an inferior opponent, but a great start here with the early break.
Looks like a Fed Cup match. U.S. against Belgium.
Belgium has become a tennis-mad country. Kleisters and Henin Arden are kind of from the dual cultures, the French and the Flemish. Folks still getting settled in for the first of two semifinals live from Melbourne this afternoon. From Venus, the unforced error is piling up quickly for Venus. That time, the perfect backhand.
Boy, there's a lot of pressure when you play Venus to win a lot of 15, 30 points on serve and break point down, as Justine Henin did well in her opening serve to fight off the break point. So many times the key to winning these kind of matches from the standpoint of Justine and Arden is going to be just those handful of big points on serve.
Goes for a lot on the second serve. Venus, I don't think, liked the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, please switch off mobile telephones. Thank you.
Perhaps she didn't like
the cell phone ringing.
Yeah. Could have been her sister's cell phone. I'll tell you, Serena's on the
Which
phone
one?
as much as anybody. That's right.
Unforced errors already in the match for Venus.
Twice the number of her opponent. actually think if Justine Arden is going to play the serve volley play, she'd be better off serving it hard into the body. It's very difficult to stretch Venus out wide and come up with a weak return from her. She's so good from a distance.
Same thing's true about her sister, Pam, really. I think, especially if you want to come into the net, give yourself a volley to work with. Go for the brushback pitch into the body.
It's such a subtle shot, but that backhand of Justine Arden's, the one-handed slice from trouble so far early in this match, has come up with the goods all but once. Look at this. This is not easy to be able to keep it wide enough and give just enough discomfort to Venus, but that volley she should have made. Well,
great one.
Laver enjoys the classic backhand, doesn't he?
He had one himself, that's for sure. Never forget what Arthur Ashe once said about Rod Laver's left arm. He said, it's a 2x4 with freckles. Popeye arm.
Advantage Henin Arden.
Once again, Anna a point to consolidate this break. Laver honored pre-match here.
Along with Margaret Court, two Aussies both winning the Grand Slam, Laver twice.
Venus makes her pay for the miss hit. Back to deuce.
Well, she's had 12 unforced errors, Venus Williams. She's not playing her best tennis, but I always get the sense she's so impassive out there, and I just always get the sense that she knows exactly why she's losing. And she, better than almost anyone, knows how to correct herself on the court in the middle of the match.
Advantage Williams.
Are you talking, Mary, about technical things wrong with the stroke, leading to the errors, realizing what she needs to do?
Well, first of all, I don't think Venus is nearly as technically sound as her kid sister, but I think she's just making mistakes in execution. She's not got this match wrong. She knows what has to happen out there, and I think she takes comfort in that.
She has a break point.
Gay Williams.
And Venus does get the break. Back 2-all first set.
Every time
I love watching her.
Every time we look at her, she's got a great expression, some new move. She actually has some new moves in 03.
Does she know the camera's on her after the game like that? She always seems to entertain. I mean, this is more fun for her than finals day, having both sisters, I think, in the final.
Is it ever? Got that right. Although she's getting used to it.
Do you ever get used to that, though, watching the two sisters, two daughters that you love equally competing for something that means so much to them?
Hey, look, the only two people in the whole world ever that you can ask that question are Oracene and Richard Williams. As an individual sport, this is unique, not just in tennis.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes with a heavy, big serve, she just kind of forgets to get the wrist involved and on top.
Guys, I talked to Steffi Graf not that long ago and asked her what it was like watching Andre Agassi play, her husband. And she just shook her head and said, I can't believe what I did to my mother for all those years.
And didn't Heidi handle it gracefully?
She sure did.
30-15.
It really is a story, isn't it, Pam, of first serve versus second serve. When Venus has had to go to that second serve, as Mary mentioned, only 1 of 5 points won in this match.
And this is a big disadvantage for Justine Arden. She moves quickly, but she does not have the reach.
Net, first serve.
Whereas Serena, for example, with just one bigger step and a longer arm, can actually get to that wide serve.
condor-like reach.
Goes for a lot again on the second serve, and another double.
That's 3 so far. That's 30 for the tournament, and many more double faults for Venus than anybody else in this round. And that's why we look at that second serve.
But today it shows respect for Henin Arden, doesn't it? They have to go for a lot.
Boy, it seems for so early in a match, there's already a lot of big points. That was another 30 all point, a tough rally.
And the shank, Venus Williams holds 3-2, the first of 2 semifinals here at the Australian Open.
Was in a race against the other SUVs. Who would win?
Just in this event.
Net, first serve.
There's the sledgehammer forehand from Venus. Henin Arden's serve, Pam. She's getting the first serves in and then losing a huge percentage of points here. It's backwards.
She's only won 3 of 12 right now. I actually think it's, she won that last point, I think, on a first serve. Very few. And her success rate on the second serve, 7 of 9. That's reverse.
It's early, but those are goofy numbers.
Yeah. Wither a little bit more on the force Venus Williams shots. Justine Arden was able to win a lot of these points in the first couple of games, but Venus now is on the slice backhand. It's a weak reply. You can either take it in the air or you can wait and hit a winner after it bounces.
She's got to take better care, Anna Arden, of not floating those backhands, especially short. That's what Venus does so well.
Big point at 15:30 here. He talked about, Pam, the number of weighty points early in this match, down to 3 at 15:30.
That's pressure.
Went for it, and now an even bigger double break point for Venus Williams to go up 4-2.
At -8 by both players so early shows that even though we're entertained at the beginning of this match, we're seeing a lot of unforced errors.
Caught the line. picks up the power and has the break. 4-2 first set as we go courtside to Mel Washington.
Chris, one of the toughest things about playing Venus Williams is she has such an imposing game, an imposing power. She stands over 60 tall. And if you look at Justine Henin, or actually a lot of players, when they play Venus Williams, they go out onto the court with almost like a defeatist attitude. You hear them in their press conference, they say, well, I just hope to play as well as I can, and we'll see what happens. Justine Henin, on the other hand, I think she's coming out with a game plan. She knows exactly what she wants to do. She's beaten Venus before. On 4 occasions, she's taken her to the 3 sets, 3 tough sets. Just unfortunate for her, she got up the break, lost the break, now finds herself down 4-2. But she has a game that can hurt Venus Williams because she can handle the power of Venus.
Great point. And Arden defensive. Shot pushing Venus in the backcourt.
Now, this is what Anna Arden has to do, create moments where Venus gives up the short ball.
How'd you like the way she worked the center of the court?
Loved it.
In that rally?
Loved it.
Talking about the intimidation factor. There have been discussions here about both Venus and Serena trying to intimidate, even at the coin toss, just with pure stature or kind of a glance. And you see that only the 3 losses in the Slam finals is Serena, blemishing that Grand Slam record.
Last time she lost to anyone else but Serena at a major was at the quarterfinals here last year when Monica Seles had her only career win over Venus. That was Monica's best win last year.
15-30.
Center of the court play again. Justine Henin has so many options open to her, and if she can just sort of think it through and figure it out and make little adjustments as Venus makes adjustments, it can be a little bit of a chess game out there, and certainly fun to watch.
They're both being so aggressive on each other's serves.
There's a chance here for Justine to find herself at 2 break points.
Misses that. And she does have the 2 break points to get back on serve in the first set. Went for a lot on that serve.
That was a second serve,
Yeah.
Chris. That is
Right.
a big gamble. Still lost the point.
She knows she has to gamble. By Venus, but Justine Henin does get the break back. Back on serve, first set in Melbourne.
Big Monday, Super Tuesday, ACC Wednesday, every week on ESPN.
That's tough.
Well, even as quick as Anna Arden is on the court, there's going to be some points where she just can't do anything about it. She's not held serve since her opening service game, losing 2 straight, and this is not the way she wanted to start off this game, but it's out of her hands.
5th backhand winner from Venus Williams. Only 1 on the forehand side.
Backhand has been the weapon of choice so far.
And she's been making errors on the forehand, Williams. See if Anna starts to figure that out and lay more of them down on that side. Oof.
See Venus creeping up on that second ball, perhaps inducing the double. Two straight breaks of serve. Pam, you said that The serve is so important for Justine. It kind of sets up her game. If she's not confident with it, it causes a lot of problems.
Well, her problem's not on her second serve, which is usually where it is. It's on the first serve. She's only winning 1 out of every 3 points when she gets the first one in.
Please explain why she's getting big first serves and losing every point.
Well, because of the mobility of Venus. I mean, she covered the court from behind the baseline to about the service line quicker than anybody else, perhaps the exception of her younger sister.
2 more break points.
Those are the shots, middle of the court. You just have to hit a winner on these.
Still a break point.
First serve.
Venus Williams has yet another break. Really getting down for that volley.
The lob was the right play, but boy, she had all the room cross court. So much more space. Venus was hugging the net.
And now she'll serve for the opening set.
Love.
Tries the lob again. This one wrong.
Pretty low.
2 points from the first set. Tough time for that pair of set points.
Oh, Venus really showing her experience. She's played the semifinal match at a major so many times the last couple of years. In fact, she's only lost 1 of her last 8 times out here. She's been showing that off the last 4 or 5 games.
And there it is. There's the 201K, Mary. First
yeah, but
serve.
It didn't go in.
Didn't go in, but I mean, she went for it. Now it's got to go in.
That is so pretty. I mean,
that is on the baseline, and Venus Williams, as Arden leaves it a look, has the first set. Semifinal here in Melbourne.
Are you intensely restless? Can't concentrate or focus? Easily distracted? Hyperactive? This may be ADHD. You are not alone. Synergy Research is conducting studies for ADHD in adults 18 years and older. There is no cost, and you will be compensated at each visit. Call Synergy Research at 619-426-7272. Together, we can make...
I'm with Mary Jo Fernandez all the way. Venus Williams has been successful against pace, the big serves with Anna Ardern. Remember, she practices with her sister all the time. She isn't bothered by pace at all. What Ardern has to do is move it around the box. Bounce it up at her, slide it off of her, hit it into her body.
Well, she had the placement ace in the first point.
Very low.
What I really like about Venus Williams always, and in this match as well, is that, you know, she played some scratchy looking tennis. She got broken a couple of times in that first set, but it never seems to dent her confidence. Nice.
Takes a lot of guts to serve and volley against Venus Williams. The big returns, again, she goes sort of where Venus can really hit the return, but she stands her ground. She does not get overly intimidated, and she actually gets the opportunity to put away the volley. Even when Justine Ardern held in her opening service game, she was down a break point. At 40 love, finally, she has the opportunity to hold serve in a routine fashion. Doesn't want to let this lead slip away in this game.
Ooh. Lob not working great for her in this match so far.
Well, she let that bounce. I mean, she was in the position to have a mid-court volley, and she retreated, which is what Carlos Rodriguez, her coach, does not want to see her do against Venus.
Justine Ardern. Pam and Mary have established she is a fighter. She won't be rattled by losing the first set, but losing her serve every time, another matter. Thursday night hockey on ESPN. Bruins and Penguins. Some of you will see the Blues and the Blackhawks. 8 o'clock Eastern time on Thursday. Hockey feels like a long way from here, doesn't it, in the Australian summer?
And I'll tell you what, this weekend, ice will play a major factor for these players because...
You call that a segue?
That was a pretty lame segue.
It's my best one off
bit of a stretch, right?
Well, I mean, Henin had what, ice packs under her arms, on her thighs, and around her neck in that match with Davenport.
And the other day will be 40 degrees cooler than what is predicted for the women's final day. Well into like 104, 105 area if the weather people are right.
Is 5 ice bags on one body, is that a tournament record? It might have been.
Yeah, oh, Shriver used to show up at press conferences with every bit of her covered in ice.
More than 5?
Now, wait a second. Not every
Both
bit.
shoulders, a knee, a head.
The head mostly.
First serve.
That was before those stats were kept, though. Whoa.
The whiff as Justine gives a little look. Is that off the line there?
It might have been. It took a funky bounce, that's for sure.
30 love.
That serve about 115 miles per hour. Exactly 114 on the Porsche radar gunner kilometer to mile per hour conversion chart, just off. Well, the shot spot shows us that was
not an
long.
ace.
And Cyclops should call that. The service little machine there had a little blip. Didn't call it.
Nevertheless, 40 love. A bad call or not, a pretty emphatic serving game for Venus Williams, who levels the second set at 1. If the Cyclops is wrong, doesn't that erode the player's confidence in it? Isn't it supposed to be perfect?
Yeah, if it happens a couple of times, you totally lose confidence. It's up to the chair umpire and also the actual linesman calling the line. It's always free to overrule Cyclops.
Finally holding last game after back-to-back-to-back breaks. Starts this one with the double. Number 5 in the match.
Is a lot better play than back cross court because Venus really hugs the net, and to beat her cross court is such a tough thing. Watch this first attempt on this one. Gets there, but now the line. What kind of reach is this? It's the best reach ever in women's tennis. I know Margaret Court had a great reach.
You were up there too.
Well, but nothing, because she's so quick. Not only does she have the reach, but she's quick to get there.
It's up to Justine and Arden to know that Venus Williams is going to continue to come up with stick saves like this. Going wide, coming in. She's got to hit that extra winner to finalize the point.
Another hockey reference. I like it, Mary.
Yeah.
There's the all-court game. Hasn't come up that much in this match so far.
But suddenly it's starting to happen more. In their finals at Wimbledon a year and a half ago, the first set, Justine Arden stayed away from the net. There was a rain delay, and then she came out of the blocks, having spoken to her coach, came to net a ton and changed the momentum, won the second set. Got crushed in the third, but...
That kind of ruins the whole story.
She got there to the third set. I'll tell you, the way
just to get there against the Williams sister.
The way she was going, though, she was going to lose like 3-2.
Game Henin.
And she holds for 2-1. Venus Williams to serve again, up a set in the first of 2 live semifinals here from Melbourne.
2 games, 3-1.
You gelling? No telling how much I'm gelling. You gelling? I'm gelling like a felon. Quit yelling, we're gelling. Right.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make any shoe feel outrageously comfortable. Are you gelling yet? Dr. Scholl's.
Enjoy the convenience of great tasting filtered water in your kitchen, in your bar, and even in your bathroom. The AquaSuite filtering faucet from Moen. Buy it for looks, buy it for life.
Complimenting the spectacular scenery of this country. Just beautiful weather for this tournament. Not a drop of rain at all. Not a single match postponed. But as we pointed out, some sticky, oppressive heat forecast for the weekend in the finals.
Yeah, and the no rain is a real depressing factor for a lot of people in Australia as they've been battling horrendous, huge fires, both in the state we're in, Victoria, and near the capital, Canberra. And also on the little island state of Tasmania. Now, that's a second serve. That's a good play, but I think that's a weak enough second serve to go ahead and go for an extreme.
81 miles an hour?
Yeah. Moving well inside the court. I mean, just pick a spot down the line and belt it.
That was something to snack on as well. 79 miles an hour.
Venus Williams serving up a set, the first of two live semifinals here in Melbourne. Serena against Kim Clijsters to follow.
30-15.
That ace at about 116 miles per hour in the Porsche radar gun.
And giving it a fishy look. But Venus Williams shows absolutely nothing, and that's got to be hard to take. If you're someone like Justine Anna trying so hard to make things happen and knowing that your opponent, who's got a lot more errors than you, is still not knocked off her moorings.
Correction, ball is good.
Now this
and an overrule by the chair. The ball was called wide. Justine thought so.
But Leanne White in the chair, it's definitely out. You can't overrule that.
This is Spot Shot, which is a coordination of 4 cameras and then a computerized graphic. Usually shows the linesmen are right, but not that time.
Gee, at 30 all, that's a big call.
Gee, the linesman was right. It was the chair umpire who was wrong.
Next. Second serve.
One thing worse could have happened to Justine on that point. The umpire could have ruled that the call had no effect on her return attempt, and she actually could have lost the point.
She's got to gather herself now. That was a chance.
Again,
for an early break.
Gambling with pace is one thing, but against Venus, sometimes you got to gamble with pace and placement with those second serve returns.
Wins that little mini slugfest to get to deuce.
Deuce.
Ace number 6.
It's kind of a change-up, though. It's not the big one. That's just the big one.
112.
slams shut the opportunity there. Holds for 2-all. Let's go courtside to Mel Washington. Mel.
Chris, I love that game right there from Justine Henin. Even though she lost that game, the fact that she attempted to attack the second serve of Venus, that's something Venus is going to be thinking about the rest of the set. Every time Venus hits a second serve, she's going to be wondering if Justine is going to try to jump on the second serve. If you remember on the first point of that game, she actually tried to hit the forehand and come in. She caught the tape.
Now, Venus Williams is at 44% only on second serve. Just to underscore your point.
It's percentage of points won when she has to go to the second ball. Not nearly good enough, Mary?
Again,
good enough so far in this match.
I say again, it's the weakest part of her game.
At 5'5", it's very dangerous trying to come in like that because she, is a little easier past left and right and easier to get over. But down to 6-3 and 2-all right now, I think it's worth the gamble.
And down love 30 in this service game. Ooh. And now real danger in a deep hole at 2-all, already down a set.
When do you gamble? That was not a good gamble. The out wide second serve looked like she was going for the ace. Down love 30. Not then.
She might argue that it's a gamble not to go for something significant on the second serve the way Venus returns. She gets the error from her there.
Well, the other thing is when you take Venus out wide, unless you hit it incredibly well, you're actually going to the spot where she likes it. She likes to be out wide where she can swing away, create the angle.
The wheelhouse.
Net per serve.
Still down a couple of break points in this critical game. Add the forehand sitter. Let it get away, and Venus has the break. She'll serve up 3-2 and up a set.
Saab 9.5 with the addictive power of turbo and a 5-star rating from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
I'm talking about rules. Doesn't hit
Those
back.
aren't the rules. You're talking about making up the rules.
No,
okay?
I'm talking about
this.
You don't even know what you're talking about. I know how to play. That's
know
what
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm good at Kramer.
Tonight on SportsCenter, who's really holding down the Tampa Bay D? Is Pete ready to come clean? Venus and Serena aim for a 4th straight final. And Steve Lavin, pretender or contender? SportsCenter after the game, ESPN.
I think I could be a journalist. I like to write and I like to read also. I lost my mom very young. It was a big moment in my life. It gave me a lot of character. It's not easy to be in the top 10. People are seeing you like a different person, but I just try to stay the same and live my life like a normal person.
She's had to grow up in a hurry, losing her mom at such a young age to cancer. She just got married about a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Husband not down here.
20 years of age, going on 30 in many ways.
Ooh. You age quickly facing ground strokes like that.
15 love.
was a good enough return from Arden to warrant a defensive shot. And that's not what she got. And to Tamani, this is what separates the sisters from the rest of the field. They are not only the best offensive players in the game, but they're the best defensive players in the game, the two of them.
Venus looks pretty loose. She's hitting out at this point, up a set and a break. Do you see the finish line of this match? I mean,
absolutely. She's the second best finisher in the world right now. Kim Clijsters, of course, the last couple of months has gotten in there, but I always go on pretty much the last 12 months.
Problem is the first best may wait for her in the final.
Game Williams.
4-2 now. 2 games from her first Australian Open final.
When you think about her matches, nobody's gotten past 6-4 in any set. She hasn't lost a set of tennis, Venus, and we question the fact she didn't play a tournament, not even an exhibition event before this championship.
Wow.
But she finds herself playing her best tennis of the 2 weeks right now.
And there's another example of Venus Williams going from defense, getting this ball, to offense. Making the winner.
Did Justine think that could go cross-court? No way.
Well, she looks like the world-class finisher now.
Really, the only noise we've had from Venus Williams, external noise in the whole match, was there. The effort she put over. It's so funny watching her sister amp it up towards the end of matches. You know, you could see Serena kind of jumping at her skin, waiting for it to be over, trying to calm herself down.
Venus much more internal, isn't she?
Well, you feel like her heartbeat gets slower at times like this.
Didn't always happen, though. She used to get pretty excited on the court. One time at Wimbledon against Novotná, she totally lost it down here against Davenport when the beads fell off and she lost points. She lost her composure. Another example of how she learns from her mistakes and erases them. Of course, the beads things, they were easy to correct. Just get rid of them.
The visor has fallen off only 1 point here the entire tournament. A let was called. And Venus Williams has double break point
15-40.
to go 5-2.
She's very quietly giving Justine a bath.
Anna's only been able to win 3 games since she led 2-1 in the first set.
She certainly has found a new level after somewhat scratchy, Mary, to use your wordplay, early rounds here. That's wide, and Venus Williams only one more blow to deliver in his semifinal. She'll serve for a spot in the final when we come back to Melbourne. Not just the match score, but the way she's playing. Mary Pam, is that sending a message for the final?
Yeah, I love how, again, even in the beginning of this match when Venus wasn't winning, you just knew in your heart that she was in it straight from the start. Misfiring perhaps a little bit, but not enough to, again, knock her off course. I'm very impressed with this performance.
15-30.
Well, there's a double to give Anna Nardin a glimmer of hope here, down 2-5.
Glimmer is the operative word.
We saw her come back from a 2-break deficit in the third to Davenport, but Venus Williams is the real deal as far as closers go.
Wow. That was the real deal. 116 miles per hour.
Justine doesn't think so, but guess what, Justine? You've had a couple of bad calls, but not that one. No. See, you lose confidence from earlier calls.
That was more hope. Another big first serve, and Venus Williams with a match point.
She just served the fastest serve of the match. 122.
Deuce.
And for the second volley ace. Back to deuce.
Advantage Henin Nardin.
Well, Anna Nardin, with the help of a couple of doubles in this game, does now have a break point. She's still down 2 breaks at this point.
Head first serve.
Oh, wow. Way off in that serve game.
Well, maybe the kill won't be quite as quick as we expected. Anna Nardin alive and serving at 3-5 now.
About 3 double faults in her serving for the match.
Not nerves, just going for a lot, you think?
Oh, heck, nerves getting to the finals of a major?
Absolutely.
Sure, no matter who you are, how many times you've been there.
But, Chris, I'll just be so surprised if Venus Williams takes on about it. I mean, no one does a better job of brushing away the recent past in a match than Venus Williams. Beautiful.
Just
There's the speed of the 5-5 Belgian.
A big mistake there with the volley and the placement. I mean, the instincts of Venus have really improved up at net, but if this one isn't built for going down the line, I don't know what is. She's over on the left side of the court. Justine Henin's over cross court, and it was just a mistake. You got to punch that one down the line.
But Pam, Venus likes that shot. She likes the feathery stuff up at the net, and Nardin is obviously onto it.
But she likes to win points, too, and I'm really surprised at that selection.
You guys always say you can't develop the volleyer's instincts. You're either born with it or you don't get it.
She's developed it pretty nicely. When she started winning Wimbledons, that was a big reason.
That's what Nardin has needed to do. Take the gun out of her holster. And now she's doing it. It's a pity that there wasn't a little bit more of this. And she wouldn't have gotten herself in this kind of a hole.
Tell you what, though, she's up 30-love here to hold serve. And if she can hold serve, what kind of pressure after that horrendous service game of Venus with the 3 double faults? That will test Mary's scenario of how well Venus bounces back. She can put in a great service game at 5-4.
$30-15. Video.
7th double for Henin Arden.
Big incentive for Venus not to have to serve again. So she's desperately trying to break here. Big help there.
2 points from the match.
Not easy to come up with passes at this point in the match. Wasn't a terrific approach shot, but it's amazing how you can get away with those.
It was down the center of the court. Venus had no angle to play.
Yes.
She has closing issues, Henin Arden. And she just has to remember, again, they played last year at Amelia Island, these two. Henin Arden was up a set and 4 love and figured out a way to lose. Now she has a chance to get this even, or close to it. A couple of double faults. That's big.
That's long. And now Venus Williams has a point for the final. And Venus Williams on to the Australian Open singles final for the first time. Mom says give it up. Here we go. We're going to see the pirouette. That has become the Venus dance for Australian Open 2003.
Venus on ice, and I think her mom was gesturing her to come on over for a hug.
And here she goes. Can't quite reach for a hug, but a handshake will be good enough.
Well, this is the last of the 4. The Venus Williams was unable to dent in reaching the finals. The surface has been tough for her. She's had problems with tendonitis. She's missed a couple with injuries. And that smile says it all. She's happy to be there for the first time.
And does not drop a set. And moving on to the final. Will she face Serena, her sister, for the 4th consecutive Grand Slam final? Or can the other Belgian